phone call catches a killer's move. Which suspect will be tied to a trophy that no one wants to hold?
It is the near future, and the justice system as you know it is no more. No courtrooms, no attorneys. Aided only by an interactive crime-solving network, a human counsel will have just 30 minutes to examine a murder case. Then hand an immediate death sentence to one of 3 suspects. Either justice will prevail, or an innocent person pays the price. Hello, I am Jessica. Welcome to Rooster Teeth's Murder Room.
Circumstantial cases are the toughest to crack, and that's why you are here to convict and sentence a killer in just 30 minutes. I am John Reisinger, the foreman for today's proceedings, and this is your counsel. We have Blaine, Becca, Christina, and Ellie. And to help you along the way, we have Jessica here.
Hello, counsel. I am at your assistance. Blaine, welcome back. How is the world's greatest detective?
Oh, that's so nice for her to say. She remembers.
I didn't know robots could lie.
She's a super...
Let's take a look at the victim.
Oh.
The victim is Maddie, 32 years old, owner of a ranch, and had a difficult personality, or was described as being so. Jessica, tell the counsel who you have determined to be the top 3 suspects in this case.
But of course, your first suspect is the victim's husband, Gunnar. Gunnar is an avid horseman and gun collector. Your second suspect is Pam. Pam is an employee of the victim's ranch. She is an award-winning equestrian and trainer. And your third suspect is Henry. Henry is a local handyman, but a stranger to most of the town's people.
Fantastic. So let's take a look at our suspect's whereabouts near the time of the murder. The mayhem at the Doubletail Ranch starts Tuesday night around 7:30 when a fight breaks out in the den between the victim and her husband, Gunnar. He leaves the house and stays the night with ranch hand Pam in her trailer. The next morning at 7, Pam heads out to feed the animals. An hour later, Gunnar goes back to the house where he and the victim start up another fight. Around 9, Henry shows up to repair the damage in the den. The interruption gives Gunnar a chance to grab his horse and ride away to his deer blind. Back at the ranch, Pam runs into the house around 10 to confront Maddie. Pam leaves the ranch after a few minutes of fighting and heads for the corral 5 miles away. At 11:30, Henry leaves the house, then goes to the feed store and a hardware store. At 4 p.m., the victim is on the phone when the murder takes place. Pam says she is on her way back to the ranch when she sees Henry in his truck leaving the area. Pam discovers the body of Maddie and calls police. She then calls Gunnar, who rides back to the ranch. When police arrive at the house, they find Pam and Gunnar waiting for them. Henry is picked up an hour later at a diner down the street. All right. Let's get some insight into our case. Detective Mares is on the phone to talk about the evidence. Officer Mares, welcome to the murder room.
Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Now, if you will bring out what I believe is the murder weapon. Now, this is a trophy belonging to Gunnar that was found next to the body. Careful with that. It looks like it's had some blunt force there. We have already tested it for fingerprints, and we found nada. Now, it took only one blow to be fatal, so there was some force behind it, like I said. Now, this is what I was able to gather from talking to our suspects and others who know them. The ranch belonged to Maddie's family. She inherited it after her parents were murdered 5 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
At the time, she had been married to Gunnar for 3 years. Now, this marriage has been on the rocks since day one. Republicans love Democrats more than these two apparently felt for each other. Now, after Maddie's parents died, Gunnar sold the leftover cattle and took out a large loan to make the ranch into a farm for breeding racehorses. Now, the night before the murder, Gunnar and Maddie had a huge knockdown drag-out fight. A black and white was sent out to the ranch. They found the den demolished. Maddie had taken a baseball bat to Gunnar's gun cases and trophies. Now, no charges were filed, but the day of the murder, Maddie saw her attorney for divorce advice. Now, let's move on to Pam. She's an accomplished horse rider and trainer. This woman loves horses. Now, she says she loves them more than she loves people. Pam's record is clean, except for an incident a few years ago with her ex-boyfriend's truck and the serious end of a baseball bat. Now, according to our suspect Henry, Pam and Maddie had a big blowout themselves while he was in the house on the day of the murder. Now, Henry is an interesting character in all this. Other than the fact he was at the house to do some repairs on the den, I can't find any real ties between Henry and the rest of our group. Henry is a Mr. Fix-It who showed up in town 6 months ago. He's got a few misdemeanors like shoplifting on his record, but nothing violent. When we picked him up, he had 2 antique pistols on him. He claims Maddie gave them to him as payment for the repairs. Now that you know the players, Miss Jessica, please bring up the house layout. Now you can see the kitchen is in the middle of the house. The screen door leading to the chicken coop was unlocked and the back door was open. The patio and front doors were also unlocked. Now, Pam's trailer is a straight shot from the patio, and the deer blind is 5 miles in the direction from the chicken coop. Now, our victim was on the phone with her friend Kathy when the attack happened. I talked to Kathy, and according to her, Maddie was talking about her plans for the ranch after the divorce, even talking about what she was going to do with the horses. Now, she says Maddie paused at one point and said to someone in the room, "What do you want?" Kathy then heard something hit the phone, then nothing. She called out for Maddie, and when she didn't respond, that's when she called us in. Now, before I go, I want to let you know there's a great way to keep yourself safe. Simply Safe is an award-winning home security system that's easy to order, set up, and use. I want to thank Simply Safe for making Murder Room possible. I use Simply Safe in my new home. I just placed a few tiny sensors on the front and back door in our bedroom windows. Turned on the system, and that was pretty much it. Now you can choose a starter package or pick and choose the pieces you want for your own place. They have sensors to cover every window, room, and door, including motion sensors that won't pick up your pets, but will detect a stranger. They also have great extras like sensors for water leaks, temperature, and thoughtful reminders that let you know when you've left a door or window open. Best of all the sensors are small and sleek, so you won't notice them while they work. Simply Safe is only $14.99 a month. That's 50 cents a day for complete protection, while you spend more than that riding a bus every day. Simply Safe is incredibly effective, reliable home security with professional 24/7 monitoring, and there are no contracts. Visit simplysafe.com/murderroom to learn more. It's really affordable and it really works. Visit simplysafe.com/murderroom today. Now, counsel, this case is all yours.
We get to ask him questions, do we?
Pardon? Not Detective Morris.
Okay.
But you were just given a lot of information, and I'd be curious as to what you guys have thoughts on at this point.
Her last words, "What do you want?" implies that she had a relationship with the person that came in, so that makes me think it's either Gunnar or Pam, but I'm not ruling out Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, so all three are possible.
No, it's just like I'm leaning more towards Gunnar and Pam now. And then also, like, I'm curious what she was going to do with the horses and whether or not Gunnar was a suspect in the murder of her parents. I don't know if we can find that out.
Yeah, because Gunnar took out money for.
Do you guys want to look at
Like
it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It really is quite loose, huh?
It is very loose.
So she got a beating with that.
Yeah.
Yes. You were saying something about money with Gunnar?
Yeah. I mean, like, didn't Gunnar take out? He already was planning to take out or took out money for horses, and Pam likes horses. I don't know.
Sure, it's something worth. I mean, you will have Gunnar available for questioning, and so those are good things to probably bring up, considering the money and the prior murder. And Blaine is trying to completely dismantle the trophy.
I bet the Declaration of Independence is in this trophy.
The real crime.
I have a theory.
You have a theory. What's your
already.
theory?
I'm just like my hunch. I got a gut hunch that I think it's going to end up being Pam. I'm open to further suggestions, but to me, I think that Maddie was saying, like, I don't know, I'll just get rid of all the horses, and Pam just couldn't handle it.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
No!
Timing.
Right.
Well, I'm also curious if Gunnar and Pam had a relationship because they stayed together, so maybe they were in on it together. I'm not ruling out, like, both of them being accomplices.
Or one of them did it for the other one for some reason.
Yeah. Or they played bugles.
It was very interesting that her parents were also murdered.
Yeah.
It is interesting and extremely tragic.
Family history of murder.
Yeah.
There are no coincidences.
Or there is.
Or there are.
Well, there are.
Well, I mean,
It's one or the other.
Because I'm curious if
murder
Pam
coincidences? Come on.
was Pam in the picture back when her parents got murdered. What, 6 years ago?
Something worth asking. Something worth asking Pam directly. So maybe write that one down.
Yeah. I feel like we don't know enough about Henry to rule him out completely, though.
He seems to be the wild card to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting, though, is he didn't flee after the murder. They saw him driving away,
Right.
but he just went to go get some lunch.
Yeah.
Yes, you could probably question him about his timeline since that seems to have some gaps as far as motivation to stuff.
It's gonna be a liar.
So this is how this works. The 3 suspects are in custody right now. You will choose a person to investigate. Then that person's evidence will be unlocked while we get the suspect on the phone for you.
Correct. Keep time in mind as you speak with each suspect. You also have 3 timeouts to use during the investigation. You can request to stop the clock and gather your thoughts for up to 1 minute. Use these wisely. Now, time for your first objective.
Correct. So your first objective is to decide which suspect you find the least suspicious, and they will go on the back burner for now. So who do you want to send to the back burner?
Ooh.
I vote Henry.
I vote Henry.
Oh, okay.
Ellie has a different idea.
Well, I was gonna go with Gunner.
Gunner.
I just think that, I don't know.
Pam, you're super suspicious of. Henry, you know not enough about, so that causes suspicion, so then you're not suspicious of Gunner.
Exactly so, John, yes.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Glad I could put words
Thank
into your
you.
mouth.
Put words to my just being like, I just, hunch. We'd be a good team.
Yeah.
But shouldn't we always question the husband or spouse first?
Yes, yeah, that makes also sense, such as.
Yeah.
We can bring Henry back, right, if we...
Yes, once
Okay.
you're done talking with Pam and Gunner, you'll decide which one of them you completely can let go and then move on to Henry.
I will
Right.
absolutely defer to the majority.
But like when we let go of that other person, say we're like, oh, we'll just let go of Pam and we'll bring back Henry. Doesn't that like permanently rule out
Correct.
Pam? Let's go with Henry first, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Seems like the consensus is that. Jessica, please put Henry on the back burner for now.
The suspect is now on hold, and I have begun the 30-minute timer. You also have 3 timeouts at your request.
Time is on the clock.
It's amazing how much Pam can do without a face. Like, I know that none
Kind
of
of looks
them
like Mariel.
The others are in the dark.
Timer!
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yes, so which of the 2 suspects that you have available do you want to start off with?
Should we start with Gunner then?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Gunner?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jessica, can we please get Gunner on the phone?
On it.
And while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and bring up the photo involved with Gunner's evidence.
Okay.
So this is Gunner, and it seems that we have some physical damage shown. Probably something worth questioning about.
I mean, he works on a farm, though. You know, that's probably normal.
It was deemed part of evidence, so it might be more than that.
I don't know. I'm more concerned about those moles.
You know what? You're right. Hey, can we just delete this photo?
No!
Delete the
Jessica,
photo.
no!
That's just a classic horse bite right
I
there.
have Gunner on the line for
Classic
you.
horse bite. I'm okay. I've never been bit by a horse, so I can't. Okay.
Nor have I.
There you go. All right. Gunner's on the phone. He is. Hey, Gunner, you there?
Hello there. Hey.
Fantastic. Gunner is yours to question.
May I start?
Please.
Gunner, did you have a relationship with Pam in any way? We noticed that you stayed with her overnight after the fight. You guys romantically involved?
No, not at all. She's been my friend since we were kids.
Okay.
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 Were you a suspect in the murder of Maddie's parents?
No, I was not, and actually, I don't know too much about that. She never really wanted to tell me what exactly happened, so I really don't know what happened there.
Were you in the picture at that time? Were you dating her?
Yeah, this
We'd been married for about 3 years.
Okay, so were they weren't married at the ranch? Has the killer been caught?
Oh yeah, was the killer caught?
No, like I said, I don't know anything about that whole incident.
Okay, interesting. Okay, all right.
Gunner, can you tell me a little bit about your and Maddie's relationship? Seems there are a lot of issues there.
Yeah, I mean, it really was just a marriage of convenience. We, you know, didn't really care too much about each other. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why was Maddie with you? What did she gain from her relationship with you?
What did you both gain?
It was all just business.
Just
Business.
Okay. So your operations, she was money? Is that how
Pretty
this
much,
works? Okay.
Gunner, did you take out money for horses?
I just recommended that the cattle was losing a lot of money, so we should try our hand at stud farm. And I knew a friend that I could bring on to run it, who was pretty successful at that, so that's what we did.
Is that Pam? Is that your
Yes,
friend?
that is Pam.
Okay. How well do you know Henry? What can you tell us about him?
Don't know him at all. I did not hire him.
Who hired him?
That would have been Maddie's thing.
Okay.
Interesting.
Gunner, can you tell us about the scratch that was found on your arm?
Yeah, that happened from the fight the night before. You know, she went wild, kind of destroyed a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of the cases that I had my trophies in class went everywhere, and that's kind of where that came from.
Did you fight back?
We fought all the time verbally. Nothing ever really physically came about it. This was kind of the first time that it escalated to that.
Hey, what's up with this trophy? Is this your trophy?
Yes, that's mine.
What'd you win it for?
That was actually for best show in Houston 2 years ago.
Oh,
Right on.
congrats.
Oh.
Congrats, dude. That's awesome. It's a little broken, yeah. What was Maddie planning on doing with the horses? I feel like that was like something that you guys were kind of at odds with, perhaps.
You're talking about her future plans with the horses?
Yeah.
That was heard about on the phone call?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was always trying to hold it over me, threatening to sell them off, but I really didn't mess with that too much. I kind of left that up to Pam.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Seem to have left a lot of stuff up to Pam.
Well, I've known her all my life, so yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, Gunner.
So were you in the deer blind from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.?
I sure was, yeah. I was drinking.
You're drinking in the deer blind?
It's
It's
like
like a
wait
little
for the
hut.
deer to come along.
Oh,
Yeah, it's hunting.
It's cheap hunting.
got it.
It's cheater hunting.
Sorry, Gunner.
No, that's fine. I mean, do your own way.
Do you know if Pam called you before she called the police?
I don't know. I just know I got a call from her that said Maddie had been killed.
How did she sound on the phone?
Like somebody who had just found a dead body.
Oh.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on divorce? Like she was talking to her divorce lawyer. How do you feel about that?
She was always talking to a divorce lawyer. Ain't nothing new there.
Oh, okay.
Talking shit all the time. No big deal.
Okay.
Seemed like a real down-to-earth kind of dude, Gunner.
Thank you.
So you were drinking for like 5 to 6 hours?
Yeah, I was pretty much just cooling off after the pair of fights that we had.
What were you drinking?
Booze.
Booze, like whiskey?
Yeah.
It's a long time to be drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you drive back?
Nice.
Horse.
I had a horse out there.
It's kind of driving.
Okay.
Got an RWI.
Never mind.
Okay.
What's up, Blaine?
It's like, what kind of stuff do you and Pam talk about? You know, you guys are hanging out together. You're staying over at her house. I know you guys are childhood friends, but like, do you?
Are you asking
vent-
particularly the night before?
Yeah. Do you like vent to her about things with Maddie? Do you tell her about
listen,
the
I'm gonna stop her
business?
at their house. I know how it sounds. I know what it looks like. I know you probably think I did it because it's always the husband, right? But I didn't do anything. I didn't murder my wife. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really like her, but that doesn't mean that I killed her, and I don't think she deserved to die.
I like your accent.
I'm super nervous because y'all are, I'm on the chopping block here, but I didn't do anything.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm out of questions, I think.
Yeah. Well, I know that how it looks and stuff like that, but if you could answer the question, like, what kind of stuff did you and Pam talk about the night before? Did you tell her? Is Pam privy to the business information in Maddie's
Didn't really
plans?
talk much. We drank. I drank. Watched TV. That's about it.
Cool. Well, drinking. Neat. So you didn't tell her about the fight or anything like that, or
She knew about it.
telepathic?
How'd she already know about it?
She heard us, and then I went over there.
Okay.
Okay.
So Pam was on the property during the fight.
Yeah, her trailer's like over here, right?
Yeah.
I don't
By
really
the coop.
think that I have any more questions for the fella.
Last call on
Yeah.
questions then.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
good. Thank you, Gunner.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you, Gunner.
May
Thank
God
you.
rest your soul. I mean, see ya.
You too.
Dark way to end a phone call.
Oh, no, I'm sure it'll be fine.
So we can. He was pretty gone by the time this body was discovered.
Well,
Talk
apparently.
about alcoholically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. He was. He's drinking whiskey from 10 till 4:30.
But
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, then
he
also,
also
like,
could have been
I was like, if you're
drunk
sma-
enough to murder.
Right, we were smashing Natty Light. That's one thing.
of all of the suspects, he has the most unaccounted for time. He rides off to the deer blind and then doesn't arrive at the ranch until like way later.
Right.
That's really suspicious.
And there is no evidence available to back up his actual location.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
possible that he could have come back, killed her, gone back to the deer blind, and then been like, what? And then arrived back when
Yeah.
Pam called him.
Possibly.
There's enough time.
Also, I'm kind of worried because he is saying that he didn't really like her.
Right. He's very honest about it.
Yeah, but I'm just like,
Yeah, no, it's-
I don't know.
I feel like if you murdered someone, though, you wouldn't be that honest. You'd be like, you wouldn't be like, I didn't like that person, but I didn't.
That's true.
Do you guys want to move on? Because we're at
Yeah.
21 minutes. You guys want to move on to Pam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's up with the evidence? Let's see that first, right? There's a
Oh,
text.
for sure.
Okay, yeah, we can move on to that. Before I show you evidence, I'll ask Jessica if you can get Pam on the line.
On it.
Perfect.
See, I just want to get out there and see if how many tracks there are coming to
It's a text conversation between Pam and her brother. Just heard Pam said, such a mess. Pam's brother, stay turned back. Pam, always between the ears.
The fuck does that mean?
That's
It's
code.
horse stuff. It's horse stuff.
Horse stuff.
What is stay turned back?
I think it's a horse thing.
Always between the ears.
Scratches.
Or maybe like bludgeoning
scratch.
her in the head.
No, well,
Just
that's
okay.
just the head is between the ears.
Hold on, John.
The
I
brain
have
is
Pam
between.
on the line.
Okay.
Just heard such a mess.
Capitalize your fucking letters, people. Come
Stay
on. jeez.
turned back.
Stay turned back.
That's
Okay, we're gonna have to ask you
cryptic.
what that means. I think it's horse stuff.
Okay, well, Pam, are you there? Perfect. Pam, you guys can ask away.
Hey, what does stay turned back mean?
It's just some horse terms, just basically staying alert, being on my business.
And what about between the ears?
Same thing, it's just horse stuff.
What does it mean though?
Just means keep my eyes open, looking forward, looking backwards, between the ears, between being alert and unalert.
The two terms are synonymous.
Okay.
Hashtag just horse stuff.
All right. How did your brother hear about the murder?
It's a small town, word travels fast.
Okay.
Hey, can you tell us about your relationship with Gunner? Like, were you guys buds? Were you more than buds? What did you think of Gunner?
Oh, he was like an older brother than me. We grew up together, stuff like that. He brought me out here to work on the farm, so.
So you guys weren't like romantically involved or anything like that?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Were you privy to the information about Maddie and Gunner's business and stuff like that? Like, I know that you were brought on for the horses, so did they kind of have you managing that side of things?
I mean, Gunner was all the money guy. I only took care of the horses and the animals.
You go.
Did I have a question about I guess was it a few years back or something where you used a baseball bat?
If you're referring to the time that I took out the tail lights and the headlights and the front mirror and the back mirror of my boyfriend's car, then yes.
You guys still together?
No.
Okay. Sorry to
Fair
hear that.
question.
Do you typically swing stuff around when you're angry?
Only if I find it fitting and deserving.
Okay. All right.
Can you tell me what Maddie was planning to do with the horses if her and Gunner separated?
Well, Maddie was always talking shit, especially about those horses. Look, what you have to understand is these horses are living beings, all right? You can't just threaten to kill them all the time. You can't just pawn them off, and you can't just. It's not right.
Hey, where were you when Maddie's parents got killed? I mean, you're lifelong friends with Gunner, so I imagine you were in town. Like, do you know anything about that case?
Nah, Gunner told me about it, but I don't really know much about what went on.
Gunner didn't really know.
I knew that Gunner and Maddie were out of the country when it happened, but that's about it.
Out of the country, like not in the United States?
Usually what that term
Yes.
means.
Yes.
That's usually what that means.
Okay, well, like out of the country, like you guys live in the country, like rural, so I'm just, definitely.
They were away to town.
It was a good recovery.
Okay, so then Pam, do you know about when Maddie's parents were running the business and they had all the horses and stuff like that? Like, how were they running the things? Were they threatening to kill the horses?
Well, it was still a cattle ranch at that time, and Gunner said that the whole thing was just a big old mess.
Big old mess.
You like to use that term a lot, Pam.
Would Gunner have benefited from the parents being out of the picture?
Not that I can see.
Other than the being married to the person that inherited the ranch.
Yeah.
Pam, what did you do on the coral?
Basically, I just
Corral.
The corral.
The coral.
I just run the horses, feed the horses, take care of the remaining livestock. That's my daily duties.
But you were there for a few hours at the corral. Does it usually take you that long?
I mean, yeah, I spend my whole day out there. You got to make sure these beasts get their all of their exercise in, so it can take a while.
It's their whole job.
Pam, the night before, when Gunner came over to your trailer after the fight, what did you guys talk about?
Not a lot. I mean, I heard them cutting up over at the house, so I figured when he came over, he was trying to calm down from all that.
So you guys didn't discuss it?
Not really. Gunner's not a man of many words or emotions.
I got that
Oh.
from him.
Walk us through discovering the body. You were apparently the first on the scene. Like, how did that go down, and what happened when Gunner arrived?
Well, I walked into the kitchen and I saw the body there and blood all over the floor. I didn't know what to do, so I just called Gunner and 911 to take care of it.
You called Gunner first and then 911?
No, I called 911 and then Gunner.
Okay, cool.
Did
And
you
then
call-
Gunner arrived before the police did?
Yeah, he got there about the time that the police did.
Did you come in through the patio?
No, I came in through the kitchen.
Back
Back
door.
door.
Back
Well-
door,
So do you
by the juice.
typically just walk right into their house? Why were you going into the house?
Door is open.
Yeah,
Sure, but why were you there?
I mean, it's a pretty regular occurrence. I go in there when I'm done, maybe get some water, just, open door policy.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not atypical for you to just walk in, say, while Maddie's on the phone?
No.
Okay.
Did we talk to her about what she got into the fight with Maddie about?
No.
Oh, no.
What was the confrontation between you and Maddie? What was that all about?
I heard Maddie on the phone talking up a big storm about killing the horses again while I was out back feeding the chickens, and it was just the last straw. I couldn't handle her talking about these horses like that again.
But so you heard all the way from the chicken coop inside, like,
Talking.
how'd you hear that?
I mean, she was in the kitchen. They got the screen doors and the screen windows, and the way she carries on, it would be harder not to hear her.
Who was she talking to?
Probably her friend Kathy.
Kathy again.
What do you know about Henry? I know he's kind of like an unknown around town, but do you know any stuff about him?
I don't know anything about Henry. Maddie was the one that always hired the help.
Do you know like anything about their relationship at all?
No, I'd never seen them around.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys want to actually take a time out? Because I feel like
Yeah.
we have 3 and we haven't used them.
Yeah. Let's
All right.
Yeah.
Jessica, can we take a time out, please?
Ooh.
We'll get to that timeout in just a second. If Murder Room and other murder mystery podcasts are your thing, then you'll love Hunt-A-Killer. Like Murder Room, it's a brand new way to experience a story. Hunt-A-Killer is a murder mystery box that immerses you in an ongoing experience. When you join, you'll get a box just like this with clues and tools and all kinds of stuff, and you take notes and you really dig into the evidence. With every delivery or episode, you will dive deeper into what it's like to be a detective. You'll sift through piles of documents, evidence, and case files, eliminating suspects until you crack the case and catch the killer. Plus, part of the proceeds for every box goes to the Cold Case Foundation to help fund cold case investigations. Lots of us here at Rooster Teeth, like this show's creator, Patrick and Nicholas, our floor manager, are members of Hunt-A-Killer and play along with each box. Right now, just for our viewers, you can go to huntakiller.com/murderroom for 20% off your first box. They only accept 200 members per day, so hurry to take advantage of this offer. That's huntakiller.com/murderroom for 20% off your first box. huntakiller.com/murderroom. See if you have what it takes to solve the intricate murder of Charlie McDonough in the newest Hunt-A-Killer series. Now, let's get back to our case.
Cool. Sorry, I want to make sure we utilize it. We're not just on the last minute when we need Jessica.
Yeah.
So how long after did that text conversation happen between her and her brother?
It was like 2 hours after.
Jessica,
or
can we
one
pull up the
after?
text conversation again?
It was like around 6 p.m.
She died at
6:30.
4:05. Okay. Yeah. Word travels fast.
I think that because that can be taken in 2 ways. I feel like from this text you can tell that Pam and her brother are pretty close. So if he knew everything that was going on, stay turned back. It's like, keep your eyes open, keep your head on. Could be like, someone just got murdered, so watch out. It could also be, you done did something, so be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking is like, that always between the ears. I don't
10
know.
seconds left.
Really.
I'm
think
very
it's
suspicious of
strange
Pam right now.
He heard
Yeah.
from someone else, not Pam, but he seemed to know a
What
little
was
about
going
it.
on?
Yeah.
Oh, Pam, good to have you back. Hey. We were just getting lunch.
I think I'm done with questions for Pam.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, if you are done with Pam, I gotta remind you this will be the point you will be letting someone go. So I just want to make sure you know the finality of your decision to be done with talking with
Okay.
Pam.
Pam, did Gunner ever strike you as someone that could get violent?
No, I don't see Gunner even hurting a fly.
Who do you think killed Maddie?
I mean, when I was coming back, I saw Henry's car leaving the vicinity, and that's exactly what I told the authorities.
Okay, and then like, do you know how long Henry had been there? Like, had you been seeing him around? Had he been acting suspicious in any way?
No, I hadn't seen him the whole day outside seeing his car leave.
Okay, do you know of any reason why Henry would want to kill Maddie? That seems like kind of out of the blue.
Nothing comes to mind, truly.
Did
Did you have access to Gunner's trophies?
I had access to the house, but after that fight, Gunner's trophies were kind of everywhere, so.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of everywhere.
The fight did happen in the den.
Okay, so the trophies are in the den?
Den
Yeah,
was
I
where the
mean,
trophies
after that fight, the guns and the trophies were everywhere.
Guns and the trophies are everywhere.
Do you know anything about the 2 pistols that Maddie gave away?
What?
Okay.
All
right.
Cool. Yeah, I guess we're gonna. Yeah.
Thank you, Pam.
All right.
Thank you, Pam.
All right. See you on the other side, in heaven.
I would bring back Henry for Gunner.
You don't
really-
think it's Gunner?
There's nothing other than him being drunk. Like, there's nothing in his demeanor or in character evidence from Pam to suggest that he's violent. He talks about their relationship being not emotionally fueled at all. It was a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in the picture when her parents were murdered, which could be completely unrelated.
But they were both out of the country.
Sure.
But he could have hired a hitman.
Right, which that's Henry, that's what I'm leaning towards, is he might be some sort of hitman of some sort. I don't know.
Out of the 2 of them, Pam seems to have more of an alibi for murder, an emotionally fueled murder, which is what this is.
Right.
Than
Not an alibi,
Gunner
but
has-
motivation for murder.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
Gunner has motive too. I mean, he stands to gain some money or be the sole owner of the ranch.
Sure.
But I feel like
I'm just seeing that
Pam
like
has-
Pam acting out on her ex-boyfriend's car. It's like a, I don't know.
Well, and she has like experience with like blunt.
Yeah.
Also, those texts, what the fuck?
no, yeah, very
Those
suspicious.
were cryptic.
So, wait, so to be clear, if we get rid of Gunner,
Exonerate Gunner.
does that mean he's out of the picture? We
Yeah.
can't
Correct.
choose him? Yo.
That's what exoneration.
Well, we've got 11 minutes left. Do we do a timeout to decide?
Are you decided? Do you want a timeout? We do timeout.
Well, I think.
What do you think? You wanna
I
do
say, let's say who we want to do, and if we can't agree, then
Right.
time out. I say Gunner, let him off.
Yeah.
Look.
Gunner was Ellie as well.
Exonerate
Christina?
Gunner.
I'm just terrified that we don't know enough about what. I mean, we question him backwards and forwards enough,
I think so.
like thoroughly.
As much as we could with our time.
Sure.
I just feel like he I don't know. I'm down, but I'm very suspicious of he, like we said, like he has so much unaccounted time.
Unaccounted time.
Yep.
Timeout?
Jessica, let's take a timeout.
All right. Here's the thing. He was gone
Hold
for
up,
the.
Christina. Let Christina finish her thought.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just, I don't know. Whenever you get really drunk and you're drinking whiskey for like 6 hours, I mean, would you remember what you did? Would you be in shock? Would you? I don't know. I'm just.
Very valid things to bring up.
I am concerned though, because like he has the most amount of time that he's like out of the picture.
Well, actually, they have very similar amount of times.
Yeah.
I mean, he supposedly.
And there's a fight with between Pam and Maddie just before she leaves. Gunner's fight with her was the night before.
Also, Pam, I know, Maddie wouldn't have asked Gunner, what are you doing here if he was in his own house?
Well,
Right?
What do you
I
want?
think the phrasing was,
What
what
do
do
you
you want?
Okay.
yeah, which is like you say that to somebody that you know.
Right.
But that's also something you could say to like a,
10 seconds.
An
someone
employee.
helping an employee.
Someone coming into your home who's, what do you want? Do you want a glass of water? What do you want?
Right.
Yeah.
I think,
Someone you weren't suspecting to come in.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Need a decision soon. I don't want you guys to burn up too much of your time, but I want to make sure you guys are all in agreement on who you're letting go. Seems like we're split right now.
I'm not saying that
Gunner.
Pam's not the one, but I'm also saying I feel like we should start with Henry for question first. All right, let's get rid of Gunner because we need
Yeah,
to move
let's
on to
do it.
Henry. I feel like that's the consensus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Son of a B.
So then our decision, Jessica, is to let Gunner go, and we'd like to bring Henry out for questioning.
Done. I hope this decision was a wise one.
Thanks, Jessica.
Wow. Really? Did you need to do that, Jessica?
Just trying to be polite.
All right.
Why
well,
you gotta be so contentious?
Sounds like a robot.
I will get the suspect on the line.
Fantastic.
Thank
While
you.
she's doing that, I'm gonna show you evidence.
Okay. We should test this evidence.
No, yeah.
You can do all kinds of stuff to it.
It's got a flashlight
So
in the end.
we have a bit of a handyman's bag, and by all means, why don't you take out what's in there and describe to us what you see?
Wait, did we not test that for fingerprints?
Did not.
Should we not have?
Actually, did we?
I
did,
thought
I
it
think
said that there were
there were no
nothing on it.
fingerprints. That was revealed.
Fuck, we should have asked if anybody was wearing gloves. Like,
It's more likely that Pam, who works on the ranch, should be wearing horse
sure, but
gloves.
Gunnar was also out. Like, we don't know what the weather was like.
Okay,
And his drinking gloves.
All
we
right.
got these antique pistols that were supposedly given to him by Maddie.
Do we have fingerprints on any of these things?
Ask.
Yep.
Can we get fingerprints on the
drill.
whole bag?
Okay, Jessica, do we have any fingerprint evidence involving the tools or the bag itself?
This has got some kind of.
Searching my database.
There's a lock with a key.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of tools. Hammers,
Hammer.
Here's one. Do
screwdrivers,
we do like a time?
tape scissors, a tiny
one.
Leatherman. Stuff from, definitely not from facilities.
Okay.
Okay. So
So, but is
Ooh,
there
and some pants.
Look,
Okay,
look,
pens.
that thing on the
look
side.
in the pockets.
Sealed evidence.
LED light? It seems.
That's a little LED light.
Anything out of the ordinary with any of it?
Doesn't it?
Just the twin pistols.
Yeah.
Did you want to have a look?
No,
At half
I'm
of
good.
it?
I'm afraid you're gonna drop it on the street, and or I will.
There's nothing that looks out of ordinary.
Can we ask
That
Jessica?
lock, though.
DTR, does that mean?
Can we ask Jessica where that lock came from? Like what
Yeah,
that
this
was
is-
used for?
Jessica might know information, but maybe
Fingerprints on the tools and guns include prints from Henry and Gunnar.
Henry and Gunnar
and Gunnar.
spread throughout it. You probably need to be more specific to find out which has which.
Here's the thing. If he's got access to a hammer, why is he using a trophy to do the murder? You know, like
He's
he's
got a
got.
might not have had his bag. with him.
Henry is ready for you now.
Wait, Gunner's fingerprints were on the guns?
I think
A spread amongst.
a spread amongst, to be more
Can we
specific. I
just
can
test
be-
the guns?
Okay, so then Jessica, specifically the guns, what fingerprints are found on the guns?
Gathering information.
And do we know what this lock is for?
I would say that'd be a question for Henry.
Let's
probably.
get Henry.
Fingerprints on the guns include prints from Henry and Gunnar.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Maddie gave him the guns.
Okay, that's cool. Let's talk to this bloke.
All right, so Henry, are you on the phone?
Yeah, howdy. How are y'all?
Fantastic.
Hey,
Henry's all yours.
Did Maddie give you the pistols as payment?
Yeah, I was doing the work and she said, here, take these. These are my husband's. He won't miss them.
Interesting.
Okay. Yep.
This is not video, is
What
it?
does this lock in your bag go to?
It goes to the little tool thing on the back of my pickup.
Okay. Maddie hired you to work on the ranch, right?
She hired me to come in and clean up after, I guess, some sort of altercation or something. It looked pretty bad there in their den. Everything was kind of smashed, so I just went in there to clean it up and kind of rebuild some trophy cases and some shelving.
You ever been there before to that property?
Nah, that was the first time.
You're new in town. Where were you before?
I travel around. I spent some time in Louisiana for a bit and Mississippi.
Where are you going? Why are you on the move so much? Why are you rolling stone?
I just trying to find a place that fits me,
Okay. Is there no reason you just can't really get tied down to anything? Do you like to travel, or are you like trying to escape something?
I mean, I just like to see the country.
How far is the feed store from? Like, how long does it take you from the feed store to get back to the house where Maddie was?
To the ranch house?
To the ranch, yeah. How far is that?
Maybe like 5-10 minutes.
Where'd you go after the feed store?
I went back to the ranch house because I was going to talk to Maddie about the feed, but we didn't. They didn't have any, so left there and went home.
Did you see anybody at the ranch?
Not when I went by, no.
There was nobody there.
No.
Did you go inside the house?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they just knocked and nobody answered.
How did you come to be at the ranch? Did you just stumble in? Did you know someone
Originally?
How did you come?
Maddie called me that morning, so she
How did-
got my number from somebody. I don't know.
Okay.
He's a local handyman.
Okay.
So how long have you been in the area?
Like a few months or so.
You've never been to their ranch before?
No, ma'am.
Did you hear? When did you get Like, when did you come by?
5-minute warning.
You gonna do timeout or anything? Or
She's got a question.
Okay.
When did you come by the house again? Do you remember?
It was after the feed store, so, you know, probably around like 4 o'clock-ish. I don't know.
Oh.
Did you observe any sort of like weird stuff going on between Maddie and Gunner? Like, had they, you know, could you tell that there was some tension there?
I'd never met Gunner, but you know, when I got there that morning, I heard them. They were yelling at each other, so I waited by the truck for a bit, let that calm down. It didn't, so I went ahead and knocked, and that's when the gentleman left the property.
Okay, and then like Maddie was like, "Hey, you did a great job. You take these pistols," and then she handed them over to you.
Yeah, I still had some more work to do, but she gave me the pistols.
Henry, you got a bit of a record shoplifting. Can you tell us about that? Was it shoplifting?
No,
You
it's
know,
the other
Misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors?
You know, just sometimes things happen.
Come on, what do you mean?
You know, you get hungry, you know, grab a chocolate bar or something on the way out.
Okay, so there's a bit of petty theft?
Yeah.
Have you been like in any other, you know, investigations of any sort?
No.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do a timeout real quick?
Yeah.
All right, Jessica, last time out, please. I have one last sponsor to mention. What's the #1 motive for murder? It's money. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy, getting out is hard, especially if your FICO score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. I have dealt with bad credit card debt in the past. I really wish something like Upstart had existed when I dealt with it. Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes without affecting your credit score. The best part, once the loan is approved, most people get their funds the very next business day, the next day. See why Upstart is ranked #1 on their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/murderroom to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/murderroom. That's it for our sponsors. Now on with the show.
All right, so he just said that Maddie handed him over the pistols, but Maddie
Gave him the pistols.
Yeah.
If he wanted to murder her, why wouldn't he just shoot her?
Well, I don't know.
beat
There's
it with
no
a-
Maddie's fingerprints aren't on those pistols.
My theory is that Gunner gave him the pistols as payment for killing Maddie.
That's what I was thinking.
And Maddie cannot back that up because Maddie's not here.
Right. And Maddie's fingerprints are not on those pistols. If she had given those to Henry, her fingerprints would be on them.
Yeah.
However, there are Gunners on them, which a little on
So
the
you don't
nose with
think
the
it's-
name.
You
but,
don't think
know.
it's theft, though? I mean, he has a history of theft. You know, he stole them and killed her.
Them?
That's
I feel like
true.
that's weak, though. It's kind of like he's just a murderer.
Maybe he got in, saw that she was dead, and took these and bolted.
Is this the smoking gun, though? Don't know.
Fuck.
I mean,
10 seconds.
I mean, we already exonerated Gunner. So out of the two,
Pam's still the well. God damn.
Yeah.
Henry's still in the phone.
Oh, hey Henry,
hey,
good
Henry,
to
what's
hear
up,
from
man?
you. So walk us through your relationship with Gunner. You didn't really interact with him that much, or was it mostly just Pam that you dealt with?
I didn't interact with Gunner at all. I mean, like I said, I got there and he took off.
okay. I'm not allowed to lie, right?
No, they are.
Well, we asked them not to, but it's up to them to do what we ask.
What's your relationship like with Pam? How did she typically talk to you? Was she nice?
I've never really talked to her. Her and Maddie got into it while I was there cleaning up, but you know, they kind of got in each other's faces. Pam kind of slammed her fist on some things, and then stormed out. They're yelling about horses and whatnot. I heard Maddie talking about the horses were next, and she's gonna send them up to a glue farm or something.
Ooh.
She didn't give you the pistols to kill the horses?
No,
Do the pistols work?
I don't know.
Hey, when you were doing work on the den, were you were cleaning up the trophy case? Is that
Yeah, the trophy case and the shelving and whatnot.
Do you remember seeing a trophy with a horse on it, like a big double-barreled trophy?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
Okay, did you put them back in the case?
I mean, most of it was still kind of in disrepair whenever I was finishing up.
Okay.
2 minutes.
You blind, but he doesn't.
So you just cleaned the glass. You didn't put any of the stuff back.
No, I decided to go back and rebuild.
Okay.
Were you wearing gloves during all this?
Especially when dealing with the glass. Yeah, I didn't want to get cut.
Did you see whether or not Gunnar or Pam were also wearing gloves? Anytime you'd been around them?
I can't really remember. I mean, they work on a ranch, so maybe. Probably.
Okay.
Final questions for Henry.
Did you do it?
Why did the police pick? Did Pam and Gunnar tell the police that you did this?
I don't know.
Because you were picked up by the police at the diner later.
Pam did report that she saw him around the area of the murder.
Yeah. Okay. They asked me some questions. They wanted to look through my stuff, found the pistols, and that's why they brought me in.
Okay.
1 minute. Final call.
Fuck.
I don't have any questions.
Anything else? Perfect. Henry, that's gonna be all.
Before I go, listen. Look, I'm a thief. I may steal some stuff, but I ain't a killer. Okay, I didn't kill nobody. Those pistols. Look, Maddie didn't give them to me as payment. I took them, okay? But I didn't kill nobody, okay? So I need you to know that I'm not a killer. I steal stuff, and I may lie to people, and I may cheat, but I am not a killer.
Cool. All right. Bye.
Thanks, Henry.
All right. So what does that add?
So I think what happened was that Pam saw this bloke who had a bit of a dodgy reputation come in for this work, so she thought that she could kill Maddie and blame it on this dude.
Yes.
Easily.
So here's what I'm thinking. If this guy were like a hitman or anything, he would have used a different weapon.
Right.
This is a crime of passion. This is someone who grabbed something.
This is someone who
right
fucking loves horses.
Yes.
All right, well then, it's time for you guys to have your final deliberation.
She heard Maddie go, I'm gonna ship these guys off to the glue factory. She lost it, grabbed a trophy that was on the ground, beat her, and then she went, whoopsie-doo. I'm gonna pretend I just saw this. There's a bloke that I can blame it on. I'm a cool gunner. Her brother, maybe she's been talking to her brother about the whole horse situation. He figured it out and is like, careful now. Don't get caught.
I feel like that tracks with the victim's interaction with whoever killed her, because on the phone she said, what do you want? I feel like she would have said that to Henry. She would have said that to Gunnar or Pam.
Okay, then. It sounds like everyone's in agreement. Christina, haven't heard from you. You in agreement with that?
Yeah, I'm frustrated because I feel like someone is here, but he's not. I feel like Gunnar also had a role in it.
Still a possibility, Gunnar. Gunner's not
I know.
not an option right now, so then you're
I
leaving.
think it's Pam.
I think maybe Gunner's protecting Pam.
Okay, then we need to come to a decision now. Time is up.
Pam.
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 Pam. Jessica.
Pam.
We have
I
convicted
hate this
Pam for Maddie's murder. Please record the conviction and proceed with the sentence.
They're dying right now.
Thank you, counsel and
Well, they will
Mr.
be.
Foreman. Your decision has been recorded and the penalty phase is now in progress. Completion in 5, 4, 3, 2,
She's being murdered.
1. I am now ready to make my calculation of the killer. Calculating.
No!
Come on!
No!
How?
Bullshit! No! What the fuck?
That is bullshit!
They were talking about the horses too much. I knew that the horses was bullshit. No!
Horseshit.
Why did Henry do it, though?
Very good question. We will be answering that question in a little bit. But I want to say thank you, counsel, for your service today, and thank you for watching.
Never lost this. I hate this.
We will release a post show for first members where we talk more about the case, as I was talking about. If you're not a first member, you can start your 7-day free trial today at roosterteeth.com. But for now, you're unfortunately dismissed.
That's my butt.
You're furious.
I'm 1 and 2 right now. The show.
Hello YouTube, thank you for watching this episode of Rooster Teeth's Murder Room. Please be sure to subscribe and check out the links below for more Murder Room and Rooster Teeth content. Did you correctly guess the killer? Let us know in the comments down below.